And we're about to get into it right now. We're going to do a lot of reading in this one. And I know our people don't like to read, but hey, I'm here to change that. I know we want quick, fast microwave information, but we're going to read as we would do in Kemet. Kemet and the Sugagi have the largest set of writing history and reading history on the planet Earth. Over 33,000 tablets and papyruses. So to be a person in Kemet, you would be sitting down quietly doing a lot of reading to read thousands of papyruses. So let's get into Kemetic mode because we're about to do a lot of reading right now. And let's get into it to find out Bastet and the concepts of what people think Bastet is and what Bastet means and what actually it is, broken down by myself, Tehuti, and the Kemetians. Let's get into it, everybody. Welcome to Tehuti Podcast. Here we go. Screen share. Boom. 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 Okay, everybody can see the screen right there. And let's get into it. So here we go. So it all starts off here. So this is what you're looking at. You're looking at, move this to the side here. You're looking at a cow's image on the side of Seti, of Menma'at Re, his tomb. And this is from, I actually just broke this part down on Sign Editor last week. This is from Valley of the King 17, Tomb Seti the First, side chamber of the release KV 17, that stands for King's Valley. The Tomb of Seti 1, side chamber, and the walls decorated with the Book of the Heavenly Cow, writings of the Heavenly Cow. It's not actually a book, but it is actually on the wall itself. Figure of the cow depicted on the near northwest wall has suffered a loss of color, and it goes on. Some vandalism was done, but this is Menma'at Re. Seti 1 was a pharaoh of the New Kingdom, 19th dynasty of Kemet, son of Ramesses I and Setri, and the father of Ramesses II from 1294 BC to 1279 BC, or 1290 BC to 1279 BC. Here he is, and we'll get a good look at the good brother right here. And here is what the writing says. Let's get into the writing of what you see there. Something that is not heavily done in our community is a lot of our community just looks at the pictures and they say, look at the cow. Let me break down what a cow is. Look at the cow. What about all this writing here on the side? There's writing here. You see it, everybody? There's writing here. What does the writing say? What's going on with the writing? What did the Kemetians see? Did they just see a cow with some horns? Or is there writing to explain this story? Let's get into the writing and the translation. Boom. This is called The Destruction of Mankind. We're going to do some nice reading. Here we go, Shannon, to break down the story of Bastet. So I will now for you break down Bastet, the eye of Heru, the third eye, and the eye of Ra, and hidden skull, symmetry, all at once. Enjoy. Here we go. Hidden skull, symmetry. How's that getting in this? Let's go, everybody. All right, so now it says, the Netzer who created himself after he was in sovereignty of men and of the Netzer, and of creation the one, men and women were blaspheming and saying, behold, his majesty, Anku Jaseneb, has grown old. His bones are like silver, his limbs are like gold, his hair like lapis lazuli, real lapis lazuli, and his majesty was listening to what mankind had said. His majesty, Anku Jaseneb, to those who were in his train, called, bring me my eye. So here's the first mention of the eye of Ra. This is Ra speaking, and he's saying, bring me my eye. And Shu Tefnut Seb Nut, and the father and mother Netzers who live with me, when behold I was anew together with my Netzer new, let him bring the ministries with him. Bring thou them in silence, that not may you see mankind, so they may not flee their hearts. Come thou with them into the great temple, Let them declare their counsel. So now the Natiru are having a council with Ra about this situation, about the men and women blaspheming, wanting to take him over because they saw that he was getting old. All right. So I'm wondering, how can a principle get old? And but anyway, okay, here we go. So, and ye ancestor Neter, take ye heed to mankind who came into being from my eye. They speak words against me. Tell me what you would do about it. Take you heed it for me and seek out a plan for me. So here is Ra going to the other Neter and saying, it seems like these men are blaspheming. Women and men are blaspheming against me. They want to come attack me and take over because they see me getting old. Let's call a council. Now that you are here in the council, what would you all do about this situation? I will not slay them until I hear what you say concerning it. Okay? So the majesty of Nu, the son of Ra, the Neter greater than he who made him, mightier than those who were created with him, sits on the throne. Great fear for thee. Let thy eye, here it is right here. Remember I told you the feminine symbol was the cobra. Here it is right here. See the eye, the ma'ah. See the eye? Awu ma'ah. Let thine eye. So they're saying, send forth your ma'at. Send forth your eye to those who blaspheme thee. Said the majesty of Ra, behold ye them, they're fleeing into the mountains. Their hearts are afraid because what they have said. They said before his majesty, go forth thine eye, thy ma'at. Let it destroy for thee those who blaspheme with the wicked. Not any eye can provide it any resistance. Go down to them in the form of Het Heru. So we see the eye, which is called the Ma'at, is also Het Heru. Het Heru went forth from them, the goddess, this goddess, and slew mankind on the mountain. So here goes the Het Heru going into the mountain and destroying the people that were against Ra because they were plotting on killing him. For those who say the Natiru are just principles, what principles are there killing people in the mountains? What's going on here? But the majesty of the god came home, said, come in peace, Het Heru. So after she did the deed of going and attacking the people for wanting to attack Ra, Ra said, okay, it's done. It's done. This goddess, thou giveth me life. When I had power over mankind, it was pleasing to my heart. So that's what she said. And said the majesty of Ra, I will master over them as king, destroying them. It came to pass that Sekmet, here's Sekmet here. This is who people are calling Sekmet. They keep saying Sekmet, but in actual story, it's Sekmet. It is also said Sekmet in other places, but in the story, it's Sekmet. But people don't read the story, so they just say Sekmet. But here it is right here, Sekmet. There's no letter M in here, but it is Sekmet. Okay, because it's also Sekem. We're going to get into that in a moment. But the offerings of the night waded about in their blood. So she's there swimming in the water, which had the blood of the people she killed. And she's enjoying it. In the beginning of Sutin Henan, said Ra, call, bring the messengers swift and speedy. So Ra's wanting to end the chaos, but Sekmet is excited and is actually enjoying the fact that she is fighting and warring. She's getting caught up in the fight. And Ra saying, listen, the people learned their lesson. It's over. Sekmet says, I still want more. I'm enjoying this. So run to the wind. They shall run like the wind of the body. So they brought the messengers straight away. This speedy messenger concept is where they get the concept of Mercury. This is why there's a planet called Mercury, because it represents the fastest planet. And that's why you see Mercury with wings on the side of his head, and it represents speed. And those same Mercury rings are on your post office truck. Okay, so said the majesty of this god, let them go into Elephantine, right, into Abu, that's what the Europeans call Nubia, and bring me mandrakes in great number. And one brought him the mandrakes, gave to the majesty of this Neter, to Sektet, who's in Anu, to crush the mandrake, crush these mandrakes. Behold, when the women were bruising the barley for beer, they were placing these mandrakes. Let me go back up here. in the beer vessels, and they became like the blood of men. Having been made of beer vessels, 7,000 came before the majesty to the Sultan Beit, the king of the south and the north. Okay, that was Kemet before it was called Kemet. It was south and north. Okay, Ra, and here we have Ra in the Shen. Ladies and gentlemen, Ra in the Shen. Okay, Ra in the Shen. That means Ra was a ruler. His name was in the Shen, just like any other pharaoh's name was in the Shen. There's no symbolic Shen in Kemet. There's no spiritual Shen. A Shen is only for, and this is what I asked the brother when I debated him, the brother Jabari, before we started the debate. I said, what is the reason for the Shen in Kemet? Give me your answer and stick with that answer. And he said the Shen is only for kings and rulers. I said only for physical kings or for spiritual concepts. He said only for physical kings. Well, here is Ra's name in the Shen. All right, so gods be to these, with Ra, the netter these to see this beer. Behold, when it was drawn after the slaughtering, after they had slaughtered men, the goddess, the netter, see the word netter for goddess, see the cobra, that's the cobra. Again, we put the female symbol of the cobra, which represented women. During their period sailing up the river, and said the majesty of Ra, it is good, it is good. I am for protecting mankind against her. So first Ra sent her out to get mankind because he didn't want to do it in the first place. It was the other netter that said, we'll send it forth the eye. Sektet, she'll go do the job. Ra said he's not going to do anything until he gets counsel from the other netter. So now he wants to protect the netter from Sektet because Sektet is liking it too much. So he says he's gonna so now he's gonna do this so that he can protect mankind from her. Right? He has to calm her down and protect mankind from her. So let them bring forth the place and where she slew mankind therein, commanded the majesty of the king in the south, Ra, during the beauties of the night to cause to be poured out these vases of sleep, causing beer, the fields of the heavens filled with water. By the will of the majesty of this netter came, so the goddess came in the morning and found, there's the word kem for found, and found the area here flooded, joyful. She was joyful in her face because of it, and she was drinking. So she was drinking this drink that was made for her, and she was becoming very drunk, intoxicated. She was very happy, and merry was her heart. Came into the condition of drunkenness. She didn't know mankind, so she wasn't thinking about the killing of men anymore. So the majesty of Ra said to this goddess, come in peace, oh beautiful one. Right? Notice the word for beautiful one is Amit. Okay, the same killer in the Purim Haru in the judgment scene, but we'll get to that another time. But there became beautiful young women in Am. Said the majesty of Ra to this goddess, let be made for her vases causing her to sleep. At the seasons of this year, they shall be proportioned by my handmaidens. There were made vases of sleep according to the number of handmaidens causing beer. Okay. So, and here's the end of it, the end of this section. So the festival of Het Heru by mankind to this day. So they set up a festival, what's called Heb en Het Heru, right, for this Sekhet, for this day. Said the majesty of Ra to this goddess. So this story is actually very common. This is the story of Sekhet. People may be saying, well, why am I telling the story of Sekhet if the sister asked about Bastet? Why am I talking about Sekhet? Well, let's take a look. Remember that I broke down in the last answer to the last question. Let me shrink this down. There's the eye. This is called the Uwajit, a symbol of Sekhet. So this eye, Sekmet or Sektet, Ma'at, also became known as the Uwajit. So Uwajit is also the name of Sektet. This was another name for the eye, which didn't represent a physical eye, but represented Ma'at, which is one that would bring justice and truth because there was an injustice going on. So he sent one that would bring justice. So the Sektet's name was Ma'at, symbolized by an eye because an eye represents, like I broke down in the last answer, judgment between good and evil. So there was some negativity going on. So you had to use your judgment. Ra uses judgment, sent out his eye, which was the judgment, which was Sektet. And she went out in the form of this Uwajit, or in the form of this eye, and slew men. Okay, now this is Uwajit, but guess what the word Uwajit means? Here we go. What is the word Uwajit? Before I even get into this, anybody know? Where's Darius? Does anybody know what Uwajit means? Anybody? We use this a lot. What does the word Uwajit mean? The question about Bastet, but why am I breaking down Sekmet if the question was asked about Bastet? Here we go. So we have Sekmet, who is the Uwajit. But what does the word Uwajit mean? People say Uwajit means eye, but let's check out what it actually means. Look at all these different definitions, and you will see within the definitions is the story of Sekmet. Here we go. So look at that. So Uwajit, first off, Uwajit is eye paint. So it's the paint that you put on your eye. This is when you look at the Kemetians, it all looks like they have the same eye because it is the eye paint that is painted to design after the Uwajit, the eye of Sektet. And now look at this. What was Sektet told to do? She was gathered to call so that she could go out. And look what Uwajit means, to send out, to go on an expedition, to make a journey, to travel, to stray, to roam, to march. Those are all the things that Sekmet did. Most people have no idea that this is what the Uwajit means. The Uwajit is, the definition of Uwajit is actuality, the story of Sektet herself, right? So here it is. Uwajit, to send out. That's what Ra did. Let me send out my eye. Let me send out Ma'at to bring justice. So that's the eye of Ra. All right, let's go on and see. Now look at this. Let mine eye go forth, and let it destroy for thee those who rival with the words of evil, right? So it's to go against evil, which is Ma'at. For there is no eye whatsoever that can go before it and resist thee. It was when it was resist thee, and it when it journeyeth in the form of Hathor. Look at this, see? Let my eye go forth. So that's to send out. The eye is making a journey. Sektet is told to make a journey, right? And there is journey. Uwajit is actually the name of the story of Sektet. Welcome to the Tehuti Pod class. This is how we break things down here, using ancestral artifacts, using definitions of word stories, mashing them all together. Now look, here we go into the other definition of Uwajit, which goes into what Nania Setmer said, which is, I think she said green, but green is to be healthy. Look, to be healthy, sound, safe, and Nania Setmer and how they put protection. See, to be safe, strong, set forth, set in a fitting order, right? Or condition, that is Ma'at, right? Whole, intact, healthy, flourishing, health, right? See Uwajit, and here's the definition again, protective strength, because the Uwajit, the eye, Sektet, was sent out to protect Ra. But we're going to get into why this deals with health in just a moment, because there's different eyes, like the brother asked, was it between the eye of Heru and the eye of Ra? We are about to get into it. Welcome everybody to the Tehuti Pod class. Let's continue to break this down. Here's more definitions of Uwajit. Look at this. Remember the eye, Sektet was called Ma'at because that is one of Sektet or Sekmet's names is Ma'at, right? Which is judgment. And look at the word Uwajit. Look at what you see. You see a scale. And look what it means, to decide, to judge, just like Ma'ah. You have become like God, knowing good. Your eyes are open and you've become like God's, knowing good and evil, because you can decide or judge between the two. And that is a definition of Ma'at and the definition of Uwajit. You see all the definition, the judges, the judged ones. See that? And here it is, to balance. Just like when you ask somebody, what does Ma'at mean? They'll say, Ma'at means balance. Ma'at means balance. Ma'at means balance. No, it doesn't. Ma'at itself doesn't mean balance. The scales of Ma'at are balancing something, but the word Ma'at itself doesn't mean balance. Uwajit does, though. Uwajit means balance. That's what they're confusing. They're confusing Ma'at for balance because one of the words for Ma'at means to be in the middle of something. But they think ma'at itself means balance, like balancing two good and evil things. No, it's actually the scale of two things that are supposed to be good. The feather itself of ma'at and the weighing of your heart to balance out with the deeds of ma'at. That's a process, but it's not what the word ma'at actually means. But it's what the word uwajid is. There's the word ucha, uwajid, and it is to balance because Sekmet is ma'at. A lot of people don't know that. She's one of the ma'at. It wasn't just one ma'at. Okay, let us continue. Now we're going to go on. Why am I talking about Sektet if the sister asked about Bast? Why? Okay, so where does best bast come in? Remember, in the Medunetter, in the languages, best, bast, boost, all of that is the exact same thing. It's BST. It's just the sound of the words. Okay, the vowels can be interchanged, and sometimes the vowels change based on your accent. Okay, so best, bass. Whenever you see a T at the end, it's what makes it feminine. So the word at root is actually best. So how does best come in? Where does the word best come in? I shall show you according to the writings of the people of Kemet themselves first. Let's see. Kemet has been taught in America by all of your favorite teachers for the past at least 50 years. What have you all learned best means? Let me go into the chat room. Everybody's heard of the goddess Bast. What does it mean? You've all had all of your teachers ever since the 60s and before with Dr. Ben and Clark and everybody and Ashar Kwesi and Muta Ashby and Rana Moon and Jabari and everybody for years and years and years. What does the word Bast mean? Let me go into the audience and see because I like crowd participation. Let me see. What is Bast, everybody? What does it mean? Let's check it out. Bast. Tehuti is always dispelling myths with facts. Thank you. All right. So what does best mean? What does best mean? Everybody know? Oh, shout out to another Tehuti in the room. This is Tehuti Heka Kepara. Shout out to you, good young brother. I believe I see you in Soneta's room at that time. Shout out to you. Great name. Okay, yes, you were in here before too. Yes. Peace and shout out to you. Enjoy the knowledge. Let's go. What does best mean? What does it mean? What does best mean? Anybody know? What does best mean? Anybody know? Bastet. What does Bastet mean? How about you, Tehuti Heka Kepara? I want the Kemetic people to. We've been learning about Bast for 50 years now. What does it mean? What is Bast? Anybody know? You know, there's a lot of sisters out here named Baast, Sekmet, Aset. And when I say, hey, what does Bast mean? That's a beautiful name you have, sister. What is it? What does it mean, though? Well, Bast was the goddess of the cat. And I didn't ask you who she was. What does the word mean? Very important. What does the word mean? All right. So, all right. Here's one of the best answers right here, which is no idea. Wonderful answer, brother. Wonderful answer. What does the word Bast mean? Okay, we got somebody put cat. Okay, we got cat. Okay, cat. Somebody else put cat. Let me help the mind a little bit to Professor X and Shannon. So we're gonna break out of something. So we're gonna go into the difference between what something means and what something actually is. So yes, the daughter of Isis, okay, and daughter of Ra. But what does Bast, the word, mean? It's an actual word. What does it actually mean? Anybody at all? I've heard some people say a couple meanings, and I just want to know if anybody has any clue. If not, no problem. We're all here to learn. We got nurturer. Okay, we got nurturer. We got Tehuti put cat. Cat. Yeah, we got cat. We got 90 Mer perfume. Okay, we got Tehuti turned Sek into a cat with a pool of wine. Okay, we got people saying the story. Okay, so we got cat, perfume. Those are the two answers we got so far. Okay, everybody, thank you for participating. I just wanted to get the cogs working in our brain and everybody become we got Shannon says Bast means divine feminine feline energy. Okay. We got Voltage Control says to eat. We got do your best. Do your best. Yes. We got all kind of things. This is fun. Wonderful. Let's get into it, everybody. Welcome to Tehuti Pod class, where you are going to learn things that even though Kemet's been around in the teachings in America for 15 years, I'm going to take the concepts that we all find as common, and we're going to break down what the Kemetians actually say. Just like people thought that Anubis was a jackal, we broke that spell. We're going to break this one down too. Let's break it down. So what does best mean? Let's check it out, everybody. So let's go straight to the Per Amharu. Okay, Per Amharu. We're going to get into the Per Amharu. This is page 211 for those who want to follow along, or for further research for those who watch this pod class later on this week or maybe 20 years from now. Thy two legs thou treadeth upon us, with them tell them to me, then tell them to me, traveler. And here's the word right here. Look at the word for traveler, everybody. It is besu, which is also bes. What does uwajit mean? Uwajit, sent on a journey, sent out to travel. That is uwajit, that is sekmet. And here we are with the word besu, and we have the root word of that is best, and it also means traveler. Does all this tie in? Does best tie into the traveler, or best and sekmet one in the same? Let us see. We're going to go to best now. Remember when we went to uwajit up here? Let's go back. What was the definition of uwajit over here? It was the eye makeup, the uwengent. Let's go back to it just to refresh everybody's memory. Remember, uwajit was the, see this? First definition, unguent eye paint, because it's the eye paint that you use to draw the uwajit on the face. The ucha, see the eye paint. We'll look over here. We know that uwajit is sekmet, who's to send out, go on an expedition, making a journey, travel, the traveler. So uwajit sekmet was the traveler. People say that Sekmet turned into Bast. People say that Best and Sekmet are the same. They are right, but why are they the same? Because the definitions of the words are actually the same, and within the definitions tell the story of them both. Here is Uwengent, which is Uwachet, that is Sekmet, and then we go over to Best, to the definition of Best, and we go boom. What is the definition? Look at that. This is the jar that it's held in, and what does it mean? This is Besti, which is unguent, the same thing as the uwajit, same thing as sekmet, because they're the same beings, the same story, just different definitions of the same being. Here is bast, see, basti, because it's plural, the lines there, basti, and then we have best right over here, right underneath it, and we see the jar there, and there it is right there. See the jar right here? The jar right there, the unguent, the uwajit means unguent. And what does it mean? Here we go. Traveler, also the eye, unguent, just like the uwajit. All right, so they are one and the same. Bastet, and uwajit mean the same. They both mean traveler, and they both mean the uwajit, the eye paint that you put to draw the uwajit on the eye. So we know now that best and sekmet are in actuality the same. Here is the image, the beautiful image that is found all throughout Kemet of Bast, right here. And what do you see on her eyes? What do you see? You see the depiction of the eye paint and the uwajit right there on her eye. See it drawn right there? This is the cat, Bast, which is the traveler, because she was sent out on a travel and she was calmed down afterwards. This represents the position of her after she was a little calm, but it still represents the violent side. I'm going to show you why. All right, everybody, welcome to Tehuti Pod class. Let's get into it. We are breaking it down. Right now we're breaking down Bastet and the two eyes now. But wait, we always see Sekmet or Sektet with a flame or fire over her head, right, everybody? every time you see every time you see Sekmet or Sektet, she always has flames of fire or a ball of light, some type of fire over her head. Does that tie into best as taught by all the past current teachers? Does it tie into Best? Does Bast have anything to do with the flame or fire? We've already matched two of their names. So Best is the Uwenjin that goes on the eye, same as Uwajit, who is Sekmet, Sektet, and Uwajit is the traveler. Sekmet was sent on a journey. Uwajit means traveler, journey, and Besu means a traveler, one who's sent on a journey or to move about. But also we see Sekmet with a flame on her head, the most powerful image of Sekmet. Let's go ahead and see. Boom, there it is, everybody. This is the most popular image, I would say, of Sekmet. Everybody knows this one. Another thing I mentioned in the debates with the sun on the head, that was a funny part. You guys can go check out that debate. Okay, so here it is. Here's Sekmet. So we have Sekmet over here as a cat. This Sekmet has flame on her head, right? Fire on her head. And this is Bast here. There's no fire on her head, but it's also the cat. Sekmet is Bastet, and Bastet is Sekmet. It also stands for the perfume that they put on her after she was washed of the blood. So that is, yeah, so Nania Setmer was right on that one too. But what about the flame? We always see Sekmet with the flame. All right, this takes us back to the book of the overthrowing of Apep. People are familiar with it. You can find it in the Legends of the Gods, the book of the overthrowing of Apep, and it goes on to read, the eye of Heru falls upon him, cutting and hacking his head from his neck. The goddess Sekhet tears out the intestines and kicks them on the fire with her left leg. There's that left leg again that I broke down. She places them on the fire and burns into him in her name of Set Usert. People didn't know that Sekhmet's name was also Set, right? People may not have known that, but yes, Sekhmet is also Set. Set was one of Sekhmet's names. Set Usert E. All right, she burns into him and drives out his soul from his body. This sister is serious. This is it sounds like a serial killer. This sister is not playing around to kill Apep. She obtains mastery over him in her name of Sekhet, and she overpowers him in her name of Kut Nibat E. She has all types of names, just like all Kemetian powerful men and women do. No Kemetic person just had one name. No person of power had one name because names are your attributes, i.e., eye of the flame. See all this fire and flame? You see the flame on her head? See the fire? She's associated as the fire goddess, the flame goddess who burns up Apep. She consumes his interior and blazes in it with the flame of her mouth. A lot of blazing and fire. She wants to burn up Apep. She wants him completely obliterated. But here we can see that Sekmet is the goddess of the flame. What about Bastet? So we've matched that Bastet is the Uwenjin, the eye paint, the same Uwenjin. That's Uwachit means the Uwenjin, the eye paint. We got that Sekmet, Sektet means the traveler to send out on a journey. Bastet, Basu is to send out on a journey, the traveler. The same thing. What about the flame? How does that tie in? Welcome to Tehuti Pod class. Here we go. We're about to break it down. Let's go to page 205 of the Hieroglyphic Dictionary and look at Bastet or Bast. And what does it say here? Here it is, the same symbols again. An ancient cat-headed fire goddess of the Eastern Delta. Her favorite cities was Bubastis, right? And Tar in Nubia. So Bastet, Bast, was a cat-headed fire goddess. Why? Because Bast is just another name for Sekmet, Sektet, who is the fire-headed cat goddess who flames and burns Apep. Here, look at this, Bastet, lioness goddess, a form of Bast. Bast, ancient town in Sudan. And look at this, Bassa, panther skin. Why panther skin? Because, of course, Bastet and Sekmet are depicted as cat, feline type energies, very aggressive, defensive energy. If you've ever seen Pride of Lions, you'll see that it is the women that are doing most of the killing. Okay, so there is the Bast. So we see the Bast and Sekhmet, again, are the same. Bast is just another name for Sekhmet. So what I'm teaching you, Shannon, is learning about Sekhmet and her story is learning about Bastet. They are the same. A lot of people think that they're different or that she turned into Bastet because Bastet was just a nice, cute little kitten. No, Bastet was not a cute little nice kitten. Bastet was a fire flaming goddess ready to burn up and pull out the intestines of a pep. There was nothing kitten-like about her. So we got Bess here. Look at what Bess means, everybody. Uh-oh. The word Bess itself is flame. that is the meaning of the word Bess, is the flame. That's what Bess means. The fire. Fire stick. Bessie. God of the fire stick. Bess. Flame. You see all that? Bessie. Right? Seeing a god. Serpent. Fire. Goddess. Boom. Welcome to the Tehuti podcast, everybody. This is how we do it over here, breaking down information, tying things together based on what the people say themselves. Now I'm not done. I could end it right there, but let me, but I'm going to keep going with it. We're going to go into page 208 of the Book of the Dead. And what does it say? What them did say to them? What then did thou say to them? I saw rejoicing in the lands of Fenku. Right, that's real word of Phoenicia. That's where the word Phoenicia came from. We'll get into that some other time. What then did give they to thee? A flame. It was a fire. Look at the word for flame, everybody. Let me blow it up. What's the word for flame in the Book of the Dead? Boom. Besu. See that? Flame. Bastet was the flame goddess burning up a pep. All right, that is Sekmet. That is Bastet, the same being. You can find her in the destruction of mankind. The story gets in. I didn't put all the pages here, so there's a little more in the story that I didn't put here for time's sake and space sake. But for Shannon Southard, that is my information and the breakdown of Best. Let me see in the room if Shannon is still here. Did she fall asleep in the answer? I don't know. Let me check and see. We got the whole room is flames. Oh, wait a minute. I stepped out. I stepped out and the whole room is flames. Oh man, we got Professor X saying, "My name is Tai Hetheru Young." Okay, nice. We got flames from Professor X. We got Shannon putting up flames. We got Kamit saying different names, different vibrations, different tasks. One must wonder if this deity is a particular species other than humanoid. Great question. Ra is fire. Rip all dirty bast. Okay, good. Naniel Setmer put hope everyone is enjoying these mind-blowing answers again and again. All right, we got Cash Peden, Mo Fire. we got Shannon Komet, Master K. Who is this? The infamous Galaxar. All right. We got sounds like Kaisha. Sounds like Kaisha on any block on the hood. Okay, good. All right. So we got best chat. We got fire, more fire from Anania St. Mur. We got fire from Professor X. All 7 of them make raw fire there. We got Shannon putting more fire. You guys are burning up the room. We got more fire from Anania St. Mur. We got Robert putting up Bast is fire. Grandma. We got Grandma X. We got Professor X. Oh my goodness. Okay. When the original woman is trained up, none can match her wit, determination, and power. That is true. All right, we got a lot of fire. This whole room is fire. I can't put all the fire. Boss Fee is putting up fire. We got Daniel Setmer putting up fire. Eric Shannon says, that was amazing. Put up more fire. Jody put up glasses. We got Master K says, the deciphering by Tehuti is absolutely amazing. Great vibration class. Okay, you guys enjoyed the answer. That's we're gonna keep going though because we got Lamar too. Lamar got his first answer on the Eye of Ra, but we're gonna go even more into it. Okay. Tehuti is consistent, scary waters. I don't know what that means. Okay, we got Jesus putting up fire. If Jesus puts up fire, you know that it's serious. We got Meshach putting up deep in the pit fire of Bast. Thanks. Wow. We got Tehuti Amun putting up stars, spiders. Oh, stars, spiders, hats. All right. Okay, everybody, let us continue. I'm not done. I may have to take it at 12, Nanny. I may have to take it at 12. There's too many. We didn't even get into Baphomet. Oh my gosh, so many questions are sent in, everybody. Where's the rabbi? He sent a question in. I got to break down all the white women in Kemet. Oh man. Okay, let's go. We're still going, everybody. Here we go. So now on to scribe. So where does the concept of a flame associated with third eye come from? Everybody point to your third eye. Everybody point to your third eye. Everybody right now, where are you pointing? Go ahead in the room and point to your third eye. Where are you pointing, everybody? Point to your third eye. Let's see. Are you pointing to your knee? Are you pointing to your shoulder? Where is everybody pointing? Where is everybody pointing? Point to your third eye, and where are you pointing? Scribe says, love the breakdown. Ooh, Kamit says, my next question, have you seen the Space? The Space 18 album? Yes, yeah, I get. Oh my goodness, man. You are the best, wonderful tunes in my ear. Thank you all, says Professor X. All right. Everybody pointing to your third eye. Okay, we got Desmond pointing. There we go. Desmond pointing to the middle of his skull. Oh. Okay, I think I'm glitching again, everybody. I think I'm glitching again. Hold on, everyone. I think I'm glitching again. Let me go ahead and take it off screen share. Let me see what's happening here. Stop screen. Now moving normally. Okay. We got, okay, above my head. So that'd be right about here, RPM. Above. Well, I got a hat on. But anyway, I know where everybody's pointing. I'm back. Lovely waking up to this. All right. So everybody's pointing to their head. Nobody's pointing to their elbow. Nobody's pointing to their chest. Nobody's pointing to their shoulder. Unknown says, do I have boa snakes? If you do, bring them to Killer Priest Podcraft. When you do, I actually did already. I did already. And Voltage Controller held my my special species of boa. Voltage Controller knows what he held. He held my special snake that they make movies about. Okay, everybody. So everybody's pointing. Okay, I'm moving normally again. Let me go back to the screen share. Here we go, everybody. Boom, 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 boom. How are we gonna get through all these questions? Oh my goodness! And the donations, you guys, big donations are motivating all these big answers. That's what's happening here. All right, so point to your third eye. Why does everyone on the planet point to the exact same place? Everybody points to their head, right? How did all of this originate with the eye of Ra and the eye of Heru? All of this, the reason why you're even pointing to anywhere on your head is because of the Nile Valley. Let's get into it, everybody. We are going to break it down. And here it is. Let's get into the Per M Haru, page 119. Woo! Chapter of Passing Through Amenta. By day, coming forth Per M Haru. Perdam Heru saith Osiris Ani opened up is Unu, right? Shut the head of Tehuti. Shut is the head of Tehuti. Perfect is the eye of Heru. So here you go, is your reference to the actual term, Lamar scribe, eye of Heru. Here's where it comes from. The actual word by word itself is from page 119 of the Per Em Heru, the eye of Heru. I have delivered the eye, shining with splendors. There's the word ku. So the eye deals with light. Again, consciousness, shining with splendors. And where is it, everybody? Let me blow it up. Where do the Kemetians say that it was? Why is everybody pointing to their head? Because the Kemetians say it is on the forehead. It is the only reason why everybody's pointing to their forehead. If we go back to 2400 BC, anywhere on the planet, show me where any other culture on the planet in 2400 BC was talking about a third eye or an eye shining, glowing with light on the forehead. It came from Kemet and then spread throughout the world. Here it is in their writings preserved, the eye of Ra. See right there, everybody? So here is the forehead, the eye of Heru shining splendors on the forehead of Ra. So we have the eye of Heru, the forehead of Ra. That is where it is. Let us continue, everybody. Here we go. Welcome to the Tehuti Pod class. And here it is. Here it is, everybody. We're going to look on the eye, which we're back to the Sekmet again. There is the Uwajid on Ra Herakuti. Right there. You can see it, and you can see it over here. Boom. Let's go on to what does it say? What does the writing actually say here? It is, everybody. Here it is, and it is right here. Ma'at. There's the Ma'at. See, the Ma'at is I. The same Ma'at mentioned in the story we just read, because Ma'at is I. There is the eye of Heru, so is Ma'at Heru. But this one is interesting. It says, I have bound, establishing splendors on the forehead. So here's a little difference. Here's an interesting thing, is we have an attribute of the eye of Heru associating with some type of bounding. Some type of repair is going on. Some type of bounding is going on. What does this mean right here? Let's keep on going, everybody. Welcome to the pod class. It says here, I am Heru, the avenger of his father. I bring the Araret crown. So we have the eye of Heru, which is bounded in some way. It's bounded the same way as the mummification or some type of healing process or something you put on your eye when you're going to repair it, because Heru's eye is associated with avenging, and there is your Celtic cross. We'll get into that later, though. But there is a Heru, where they have the movie The Avengers and all the stories of people avenging something that is good. They're all called heroes from the word Heru, because Heru was the original avenger. He was called Heru Net, the avenger. So sometime in his vengeance, in his avenging, making things right as an avenger, sometime his eye must have gotten damaged where it had to be bound back as Heru, the avenger. Did this actually happen? Let's get into it, everybody. Welcome to the pod class. And now, here we are, where it mentions the eye of Heru shining with splendors on the forehead of Ra. We read that already on page 119. But this eye deals with bounding. Okay, so what's going on? We see here when it mentions Heru's eye, we see the term bound. Where does this derive? Where does it derive that Heru's eye was bound? Remember, you saw it in the movie The Matrix. Where does it derive from, everybody? Let me look and see if I'm choppy again. Let me look and see, everybody. Hold on. I am choppy again. I'm not even moving. Can you all hear me? Press 1. If you can hear me, press 1. If you can hear me, press 1. Let me stop the screen share. What is causing this? Okay. So when I put the screen share on, I am choppy. I see there's too much going on. I'm going to shut down some windows. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Shut this down, shut this down. Shut this down, shut this down. I'm shut down some windows. Maybe I need to switch to the other I need to switch to my other internet. Oh my goodness, we didn't get into. Somebody, I see a question here about Nectambu. Oh my goodness, whoa wee. Okay, Nectam Nebo. I think it's Kamidas that I see that in here too. There's so much going on. Okay, let me go back to. Let me go back and see if. I told Sonetta that I want to do a. He said it's a good idea. I want to do something where everybody asks questions, and we're all on a panel. It's like me, Jabari, Reggie. Um, who are the other guys? Anybody? Shaka. Different people on a panel, and then a question sent in, and we all have 5 to 10 minutes to answer. We don't debate. We don't negate anybody's answer, but we just have 5 minutes to 10 minutes to answer on the same question, and then the crowd just chooses who they like best, or just take everybody's answer together, and we all get to see the difference in the quality or the unification, and it's not a debate. I want to invent that concept where we're not debating, we're not saying, well, the answer he gave is wrong because listen, brother, not that. It's just you give your answer, ding, the alarm goes off, ringer goes off, is done. Next, Shaka, you give the answer on the same, and then Jabari, and then Tehuti, and we do a whole show just on 5 of the Kemetic teachers answering, giving their input on one question. That's an idea I came up with, and I hope it goes through. It'd be very nice to see that. Let me close down a couple of windows here. Close that down, close this down. Let me close down the Facebook. Let me close down this. Another Facebook is open. Let me close down this. Okay, here we go. Let me get back and see. Am I moving normally? All right, everybody, let's go, everybody. Welcome to Tehuti Podcast. We are here. We are here. Here we go. Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to go back to screen share. This is just a third question. Here we go. Boom, boom, screen share. And when I screen share, I'm moving. Let me see. I'm going to share. That's what locks me up, the screen share. The screen share is making me move slow. All right, I'm still going to answer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I'm moving. Who cares? Let's just get into the information. You can see the screen. That's what's important. And you can hear my voice. It doesn't matter how I'm moving. All right. I can dance later or whatever. Here we go. All right. So here we see when it mentions Heru, we see the term bound. Where does this derive from? Where does it derive from, everybody? Right here. Where are we at? We are in the Chester Beatty Papyrus. The Chester Beatty Papyrus, which has the story of the contendings of Set and Heru. This is it right here, everybody. Chester Beatty Papyrus. If you want to go and research the story, and I'm going to read the section from this papyrus here of the story, and here it is. Het Heru, mistress of the southern sycamore, set out, and she found Heru laying weeping in the desert. She captured a gazelle and milked it. She said to Heru, "Open your eyes that I may put milk in it." So he opened his eyes, and she put the milk in, pouring some in the right one and putting some in the left one. So there's 2 eyes. She told him, "Open your eyes." He opened his eyes, and she looked at them. She found that they were healed. Then she went to Pre-Herakuti. I found Heru after Set had deprived him of his eyes, but I have restored them to health. Uwajit. I've restored them. See, he's back. Then the Ennead, that's the 9, says, "Let Heru and Set be summoned so that they may be judged." Then they were brought before the Ennead, the 9, and the Universal Lord, the Nebuchadnezzar, said before the great 9 to Heru and Set, "Go and pay heed to what I tell you. You shall eat and drink so that we may have some peace." Stop quarreling. So each one day in and day out, or day on end. Let me give you guys some food. The Natiru wanted to calm Set and Heru down because they were quarreling and arguing for 80 years. 80 years they were quarreling and arguing for. Set told Heru, come, let's make a holiday in my house. Heru answered him, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. I'll do so. So Heru was a young man. Set was more advanced. And Heru, even though Heru was battling him and they were arguing, Heru was still following around. But anyways, the point of that, we'll get into that story later, but the point is that the eye was healed. So this eye is a healing eye. It represents that which was bound, which leads us right back into the word Uwajit again. So the Uwajit represents health necessary to fight against evil. That is what the Uwajit is. So both in Sekmet's case and in Heru's case, we have an eye to fight against evil. This is why we look on page 68 and we look at the word Ari, Arit, Heru. There's the Ari, the eye again. What does it mean here? We go to Ari, the pupil of the eye. See the pupil of the eye, the Arit, and we see, remember, Uwajit is green. So because his eye was healed, we see green eye of Heru, right? So we see green eye. So it deals with Arit, the working or the healing of the eye, which ties back into the Araret again. So here it is, the Araret. Over here, Araret crown. And we see down here, ruler in Abydos becoming green through thee in the earth. So becoming green. And we see the word green there is Uwacha. I know it's a little blurry. This one came out kind of blurry. So an eye, healthy perception, judgment through Ma'at. Green is earth because, of course, plants are green. That represents resurrection or bringing something back to life. Or healing, that is that eye. So we see there's different eyes, different meanings. Okay, so what looks like an eye was never really an eye at all, but a symbol of Kemet, of heightened senses. Remember, we broke that down? I'll show you it again. So this is not an eyeball. This is not an eye. It's a symbol of senses. Here it is again. I showed you this earlier with the last answer. Each of these represents a sense. We have the sense of smell, the sense of sight, thought, which people don't think is a sense, but we have thought, we have hearing, right? And we have taste, and we have touch, each representing a different sense that is perception. And that's why Ma'at is perception, to see, to observe, because you perceive things based on all of your senses, not just your eyeball. So here we are back to the picture again with the Fibonacci, the swirl coming out of the sun. And here it says, we'll blow this up. Here we have Uwajit in Anu, not let be done evil to me. So the Uwajit again represents fighting against evil. The physical war and also the spiritual war, fighting against evil, seeing with the eye. So here we are, we have on page 218 of the Per Heru, plate 32, we have Lord of Eternity, I perceive. So here's perceive, I am the Lord of the crown. So the crown again is the eye, because the crown represents perception, to perceive, right? I am in the Uwajit. There's the Uwajit again, and there is the eye. The crown is the eye. The eye is the crown, and it represents perception. And the third eye, the ability to see after you've been healed or after all of your senses are together. The Uwajit clothing is closing. I exist by strength. I come forth to shine. There's the Uben. All right, so we see here, this is this eye. We're breaking down all the concepts of the eye. Okay, so when I show you when I show you, here we are, everybody. When I show you the Amduat of Henutawi, you will see the eye rising from between the mountains, but closer look and examination of the papyrus typo, you will see something amazing that you will only see now once having this class. So once we've done this class here, now you look at the eye, you see the many things that have been broken down, and now we look at Henutawi, the papyrus of Henutawi. This is the Amduat of Henutawi. All right, here we see again. It looks like another light-skinned sister. A question was sent in about this, but here we go. Henutawi, right? The deceased and the ape adore the sun disk, which contains the eye of Ra, as it rises above the eastern mountain, entitled Amduat, or book, what is in the underworld. Vinaya Papyrus of Henutawi, lady of the house of Chanstress of Amun-Re, high priest of Amun-Re, third intermediate period, 21 dynasty, 1070 to 945 BCE, now in the British Museum. So here is the eye resurrecting out of the mountain. Let me get some water. This is the papyrus of Henutawi, the Amduat. All right, so here is Henutawi right over here. Boom. Here is the whole papyrus. Now, I put the whole papyrus here. This is the whole papyrus, very small. When we blow this up, I said I was going to show you something. And when we blow this up, look right here in the section of the papyrus. We see, it looks like people sitting down here with a resurrecting light, but they're sitting on nothing. There's nothingness. Do you see this? See all these people sitting down? Now here they are here, sitting down, but there's no chair underneath them. They're not sitting on anything. Everybody see that? I blew this up. I'm going to show you what this represents because they're not sitting on anything, but let's see what's actually going on here. In the papyrus of Henutawi, we see two serpents. Again, the Uwajit, two serpents rising the sun with two people here, two women. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at it. I blew up the image, showed a clear image. Here it is right here, everybody. Get a look. Welcome to the Tehuti Pod class. And as you can see, when you blow up the image, they are sitting on nothing. Nothing at all. Everybody see this? Let me go back to the chat room and see what is going on here. Can you guys see this? They're sitting on nothingness. Everybody see that? They're sitting on nothing. Let me go ahead and expand the room so we can see. Everybody see it? Okay. Can everybody see it? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look, everybody. Welcome to Tehuti Pod class, where you send in your questions to the Cash App and to the PayPal, and that is how I will answer your questions. Now we go back here. We're going to shrink this down and go back. Here we are, everybody. Now, what do we see? We see two women pointing towards their forehead. Remember, I asked everybody to point towards your third eye. Everybody pointed towards their forehead. Nobody pointed towards their elbow. Nobody pointed towards their pinky toe. Nobody pointed towards the back of their knee. Everybody pointed to their forehead when it came to the third eye. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have the two women here, and look at them pointing to their head. See that? What are they wearing on their head? The crown. There's the crown right there. And here's the same crown with the swirl. Here is the serpent lifting up the sun. The same sun that is on Sekmet, Bastet's head of the flame. And they're pointing towards their forehead with the serpent rising up. The flame, the sun, the people of Ma'at were wise in our symbolism. Let's superimpose this over the pharaoh's skull, who is wearing the Uwajit eye, and see where it lands. So we're going to take this image here, because obviously this is not an image of two women sitting on anything, because there's nothing that they're sitting on, but it seems like they're in some type of symmetry here. What you see on this side is what you see on this side, and they're sitting on nothing. So is this forming any type of image? And they're both pointing towards their forehead. We see the light, the sun of the third eye. Let's take a look, everybody, and superimpose this image over a pharaoh's head, and boom! Welcome to the Tehuti Pod class. Look at this, everybody. The image is superimposed, and you see the image perfectly, completely matches the symmetry of the skull. Remember what I said in the very beginning? I said I'm going to answer the eye of Ra, the eye of Heru, and the symmetry of the skull. I said that somewhere way up here. I don't even remember where I said that. Here it is. I said, I will now for you break down Bastet, the eye of Heru, the third eye, the eye of Ra, and the hidden skull symmetry all at once in joy. So here we go, everybody. Boom. We have Heru, we got Sekmet, Sektet, the eye, and let's get into the skull symmetry and the scroll of Hanantawi, and we put all this together, superimpose the women who are sitting on nothing, which means that it's actually forming a picture. They're both pointing to their third eye. We see the sun, which we verified represents the third eye, and we put it over the pharaoh's head, and boom, there it is, everybody. Get a good look. Superimpose. We see that the way that the knees bend match the exact jawbone structure of where it would be on a skull. Just on this side, the knees bend right there. They're sitting on nothing because in the side of your skull bone structure, there's nothing. It's not forming them sitting on something. It's actually forming the shape that is perfectly around the pharaoh's head. Both of them pointing to the eye. When you superimpose the image and put it over the pharaoh's head on the eye, you see it matches right there. Boom, where everybody was pointing to in the pod class. The third eye, the eye of Heru, the eye of Ra, both representing different things and the same thing, and both representing health, both representing recreation, structure, healing, ma'at, to see, wisdom, all of that matching perfectly. Boom. The third eye, the protected eye of Bastet, Sekmet, the flame, the eye of Ra, all senses fully healed and working so that you can have your spiritual fight in order for you to fight physically and spiritually to the heights of your capabilities. All of your senses have to be working with complete alertness and sensitivity and refinedness, which is why the eye has all the senses and, of course, the sense of thought, the mental place that you have to fight your spiritual war. All of that has to be totally aligned. And when you align them all and put the two women side by side on the pharaoh's head on either side of the Namez, which represents the expansion of light, we see the Kundalini, or what they say, it wasn't the Kundalini, that became later, but it was the serpent rising all the way up to the third eye of Bast, Sektet, the flame, the healing eye of Heru. Boom, that is my answer to you, Scribe, and my answers to you, Shannon, all in one, and answering the crown, all in one. Welcome to the Tehuti Pod class. I've broken it down. I am